Thank you. Along the same line, continuation of tax reductions leaves inadequate revenue for existing programs such as military, Social Security, and Medicare. Shouldn't those reductions be ended to help balance the budget and reduce the deficit? Let's start with Mr. Hultgren.
Well, I do think our problem out in Washington, D.C. is not a revenue problem, but it's a spending problem. Our government has continued to grow so significantly. We see it here in the state of Illinois as well, where government has grown so significantly in a time when we've all been tightening our belts. Government programs have still continued to grow. Government spending has grown at an unprecedented rate. What needs to happen, it's taken several years for us to dig as deeply as we've dug right now. First thing we have to do is we've got to stop that. We've got to stop the digging. We've got to turn it around, and we need some natural revenue growth once again here in our nation. That comes from job creation. As the economy is growing, there's going to be a natural revenue growth there. But I also think in the meantime, it's only fair and only right that federal government tighten its belt across the board. And what I've proposed is every department, federal department and sub-agency, I would like to see cut their budget over the next 10 years between 0.1% and 5%. And I believe we can do that. You all know, many of you know, in your own homes, that you could find a way to save some money, or whether you run businesses or not, you can find things to cut costs and save money while still doing the ultimate objective of serving the people you're most called to serve. And that's been my challenge down in Springfield, is calling out year after year of saying, you know what, we need to cut this back. We need to live within our means. It's a pretty simple, common sense idea of living within your means. You can't spend money you don't have, and we've got to stop that. And over this period of time, over the next 10 years, it's taken us time to dig into this huge deficit. It's going to take some time to get back out of it, but it's going to take fiscal restraint, common sense, and doing the same thing that you're being forced to do, and that means tightening our belts a little bit, and looking at what our ultimate responsibility is as federal government. What does the Constitution say that we are required to do? Let's make sure we're doing that, and those things are extra. When times are good, you know, it's okay, maybe we can do those things, but when times are tight, we can't do those things. So again, that's where I want to see across the board reductions over the next 10 years.
Thank you. Our final question before the closing has to do with energy. Will you promise to fight for laws that will allow for extensive drilling for oil and natural gas within the boundaries of the United States, and fight to allow the use of clean coal by mining for it in the U.S.? Mr. Hultgren.
Thanks. I would definitely support responsible drilling, also would support and have supported clean coal. We have wonderful advancement here in Illinois, and really are at the pinnacle in many ways of states who have done a great job of addressing how do we use this resource well and in a clean manner that does not have a negative impact on our life and our world. So I would support that. I also look at other places such as Norway, who obviously is very committed to environmental concerns, and yet has been very, have taken significant steps of drilling offshore. So we can do that in a way that's responsible, and I would demand that as Congressman that we do it the right way, that we make sure we have as little impact on our environment as we possibly can. But also look for every alternative as possible. We need to site a new refinery here in America. It's been so many years since we've sited a refinery here. We also need to advance nuclear. I've visited the LaSalle nuclear plant a couple months ago, and I was so impressed with the safety and the quality and the ability of them to do that. Again, we can look to France. I don't look up to France on many things, but one thing I do look up to them on is how they have done advancement of safe nuclear. And I think that's a way that, again, we can be less dependent on foreign oil and create that bridge of using every resource we have. And as we make those developments here, if we site a refinery here or site a nuclear facility here, it hasn't happened for over 30 years that we've cited a nuclear facility. And you think of all the advancements that have happened in those 30 years that we could do to make sure that would be safe for our families and our environment going forward. I know that it would have a significant impact on the cost of foreign oil coming in, and really give us that opportunity of figuring out what is the next energy alternative, what is the next best idea that we can come up with here with great American ingenuity that's going to take us into the future. And that's what I'm really excited about, using every resource we have in a responsible way to get us to that point.
Thank you. And now the candidates can give their closing statement. Thank you. Mr. Hultgren.
I too want to thank you. I really appreciate you taking time out tonight. This is so important, and I ask you to take the information from tonight and help spread the word. I just want to make sure that people take advantage of this wonderful opportunity and responsibility we have as citizens to vote. So I encourage you, you can vote right now, as soon as the polls are open tomorrow or this week. Early voting is going on right now, so I encourage you to get out and vote and encourage your family to vote as well. Again, my name is Randy Hultgren, State Senator running for Congress. I've been endorsed by Illinois Citizens for Life, Illinois Federation for Right to Life, Family PAC, the Daily Herald, Taxpayers United for Illinois, American Conservative Union, the Illinois Rifle Association. I'm blanking on their official title, but it goes on and on because they recognize the work that I've been doing for the people that I represent. For me, it's more than just words. I've shown my commitment to public service, of serving you, still serving as a businessman, still serving as a husband for 18 years and father of 4. But my commitment to you is that I'm running for Congress not to add another name or title on my mausoleum someday. I'm running for Congress because I'm passionate about public service. I'm passionate about the idea that our current congressman is not representing us. I take it so seriously. When I walk into the state capitol down in Springfield, it strikes me almost every time of the privilege I have of representing and being the voice of 200,000 people. And what strikes me is I've got 200,000 bosses that I report to. And if I'm elected congressman, I'll have 700,000 bosses. That's overwhelming in a way, but it's really exciting as well. My passion is to recognize once again that this isn't the Foster seat, it's not the Hastert seat, it's the 14th Congressional District seat. It's our seat. It's ours to hold, it's ours to give to a person who really represents us. And I've done that in my public service and will continue to do that. Again, my name is Randy Hultgren, running for Congress. I ask for your support, I ask for your vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you.